Okay. So I welcome all the students who has joined the STEAM University, Suresh Ganbia University. Okay, I welcome all the students from different disciplines of science, or you can say from different subjects, on this platform where I'll myself, Dr. Abhay Razade, will be delivering a series of lectures and make you educated and make you aware about this current COVID 19 pandemic. This course has been designed to make you understand that the life in India, or you can say abroad, has changed. So now the classes has been online because of this COVID 19 problems, and I hope that the university will be open very soon. So myself, Dr. Abhay, I'll be giving some series of lectures to make you aware what is all this COVID 19 and how you are going to deal with this, because you have just finished your schooling and now you are entering the college life. So it's very mandatory for all the newcomers who has joined the university should know about this COVID-19 in detail. With that note, I'll start today's lecture. Okay. So this is a course where we'll be doing will be there where there will be a series of lectures. uh, there will be series of lecture where I will be teaching you about the COVID-19, or you can say I will be making you aware about this COVID-19. So the topic for today's is your introduction to COVID-19. Okay. With that remark, I'll just start the presentation now. Okay. So coming to the learning objective of today's lecture will be what is COVID-19. Can anybody from the audience can tell me what you understand by this COVID-19? You have seen this pandemic for past 1.5 years. What all things you have come up and what all knowledge you have come up with this COVID-19? Can anybody from the audience can tell me what is this COVID-19? You please raise your hand if you know the answer. I request any student from the audience if they know about this COVID 19. Anyone? Okay. I hope I am audible to all. I hope my voice is clear to all.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So,
Yes, sir.
in this particular lectures, we'll be understanding what is COVID 19. What does COVID 19 stand from? From where this word COVID 19 has come up. So we'll be studying about that also. Who issued the official name of COVID 19? So which of the organization has given this COVID 19 an official name? Then what are the symptoms of COVID-19, like any person who got infected by this virus? So what will be the symptoms what will be the symptoms will develop into that particular person? Or you can say the next topic will be what happened to the person who get COVID-19. Suppose the person is get infected with the coronavirus. So what a series of events will be happening to this COVID-19 patient. Then who is most at the risk of severe illness from COVID-19? So what is the age group of people which are more prone to get affected by the coronavirus? Then how can we protect others and ourselves from getting infected from this deadly virus? Then eighth point will be if you have been diagnosed with COVID-19, so what are the things or what are the procedures or what are the steps you need to take care so that you can take care of yourself as well as your surrounding people. Then someone is sick at home, so we'll be seeing what are the steps which need to be taken care when someone from your family or from your friends or the person with whom you are living in the house, if he or she get infected in that state, what are the steps we need to take care of? Or finally the shopping in groceries. And during we all know that the country is going for a massive lockdown. If any person want to go out for shopping of the groceries, or you can say for the household things, then what are the steps he needs to take care? And finally we'll have a small MCQ later on based on today's presentation. We'll be seeing that also. Okay. Before starting this lecture, I just want to show one video to all you all about this COVID-19. There, I found a very nice video, animated video, which tells about this COVID-19, how this coronavirus get internalized inside the human body, and how it will start showing its symptoms. So that will be covering up in this video. So I just want you all, the student, to watch this video very carefully and try to understand what is this COVID-19. Okay. Please let me know if you can see the video.
Yes, sir, I can see.
Okay, just a minute. I'll just play the video. Please watch the video carefully. This is an animated video which shows how this COVID-19 is all about. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I request all the students to keep your audio in mute mode, because there will be a lot of disturbance will be coming from your side and other people cannot hear clearly. So I request all the students to keep yourself in a mute mode. Samir. Okay.
This is SARS-CoV-2. It belongs to the family of coronaviruses named for the crown-like spikes on their surfaces. SARS-CoV-2 can cause COVID-19, a contagious viral infection that attacks primarily your throat and lungs. What actually happens in your body when you contract the coronavirus? What exactly causes your body to develop pneumonia? And how would a vaccine work? The coronavirus must infect living cells in order to reproduce. Let's have a closer look. Inside the virus, genetic material contains the information to make more copies of itself. A protein shell provides a hard protective enclosure for the genetic material as the virus travels between the people it infects. An outer envelope allows the virus to infect cells by merging with the cell's outer membrane. Projecting from the envelope are spikes of protein molecules. Both a typical influenza virus and the new coronavirus use their spikes like a key to get inside a cell in your body, where it takes over the cell's internal machinery, repurposing it to build the components of new viruses. When an infected person talks, coughs, or sneezes, droplets carrying the virus may land in your mouth or nose and then move into your lungs. Once inside your body, the virus comes in contact with cells in your throat, nose, or lungs. One spike on the virus inserts into a receptor molecule on your healthy cell membrane like a key in a lock. This action allows the virus to get inside your cell. A typical flu virus would travel inside a sac made from your cell membrane to your cell's nucleus that houses all its genetic material. The coronavirus, on the other hand, doesn't need to enter the host cell nucleus. It can directly access parts of the host cell called ribosomes. Ribosomes use genetic information from the virus to make viral proteins, such as the spikes on the virus's surface. A packaging structure in your cell then carries the spikes in vesicles which merge with your cell's outer layer, the cell membrane. All the parts needed to create a new virus gather just beneath your cell's membrane. Then, a new virus begins to bud off from the cell's membrane. Now, with the virus spreading in your body, how can you develop pneumonia symptoms? For this, we'll have to look into your lungs. Each lung has separate sections called lobes. Normally, as you breathe, air moves freely through your trachea or windpipe, then through large tubes called bronchi, through smaller tubes called bronchioles, and finally into tiny sacs called alveoli. Your airways and alveoli are flexible and springy. When you breathe in, each air sac inflates like a small balloon. And when you exhale, the sacs deflate. Small blood vessels called capillaries surround your alveoli. Oxygen from the air you breathe passes into your capillaries, and then carbon dioxide from your body passes out of your capillaries into your alveoli so that your lungs can get rid of it when you exhale. Your airways catch most germs in the mucus that lines your trachea, bronchi, and bronchioles. In a healthy body, hair-like cilia lining the tubes constantly push the mucus and germs out of your airways, where you might expel them by coughing. Normally, cells of your immune system attack viruses and germs that make it past your mucus and cilia and enter your alveoli. However, if your immune system is weakened, like in the case of a coronavirus infection, the virus can overwhelm your immune cells, and your bronchioles and alveoli become inflamed as your immune system attacks the multiplying viruses. The inflammation can cause your alveoli to fill with fluid, making it difficult for your body to get the oxygen it needs. You could develop lobar pneumonia, where one lobe of your lungs is affected, or you could have bronchopneumonia that affects many areas of both lungs. Pneumonia may cause difficulty breathing, chest pain, coughing, fever and chills, confusion, headache, muscle pain, and fatigue. It can also lead to more serious complications. Respiratory failure occurs when your breathing becomes so difficult that you need a machine called a ventilator to help you breathe. These are the machines that save lives and that medical device companies currently ramp up production for. Whether you would develop these symptoms depends on a lot of factors, such as your age and whether you already have an existing condition. While this all sounds scary, the push to develop a coronavirus vaccine is moving at high speed. Studies of other coronaviruses led most researchers to assume that people who have recovered from a SARS-CoV-2 infection could be protected from reinfection for a period of time. But that assumption needs to be backed by empirical evidence, and some studies suggest otherwise. There are several different approaches for a potential vaccine against the coronavirus. The basic idea is that you would get a shot that contains faint versions of the virus. The vaccine would expose your body to a version of the virus that is too weak to cause infection, but just strong enough to stimulate an immune response. Within a few weeks, cells in your immune system would make markers called antibodies, which would be specific for only the coronavirus, or specifically its spike protein. Antibodies then attach to the virus and prevent it from attaching to your cells. Your immune system then responds to signals from the antibodies by consuming and destroying the clumps of viruses. If you then catch the real virus at a later stage, your body would recognize it and destroy it. In other words, your immune system is now primed. Collecting evidence on whether this will be possible, safe, and effective is part of what's taking researchers so long to develop a vaccine. It's a race against time to develop a vaccine amid a pandemic. Each step in vaccine development usually takes months, if not years. An Ebola vaccine broke records by being ready in 5 years. The hope here is to develop one for the new coronavirus in a record-breaking 12 to 18 months. While all of this will take time, stay home if you can, to protect the most vulnerable. And don't forget to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds and as often as possible. This video was a collaboration between Nucleus Medical Media and the What If.
Okay guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and it's a very informative video. It shows how this coronavirus will get inside the human body, and later on how our body will produce the immune system against him. Okay, so what is happening, like if you all know from this COVID-19 problem, this is a virus and which causes the respiratory failure. Okay, it's attacked the lungs, and through that lungs, so with this video, I hope you have got a thorough idea about this COVID-19 problem. So with this video, we'll start our today's lecture. Just I want to show you, make you feel familiar about this COVID-19 problem. So with that, we'll start our lecture now. So in this particular era, like from past 2 years, we all are hearing this name COVID-19, COVID-19. Okay, I request all the students to keep yourself in mute mode. Okay, if you have any doubts, please raise your hand if you have any doubts. Okay, thank you. So, what is this COVID-19? So, we all have come up with this COVID-19 word in this 2020 and 2021. Okay, from past 2 years, we are hearing this name. Okay. So COVID-19 is a disease caused by a new coronavirus called SARS-CoV-2. So WHO, that's a World Health Organization. This is an organization which governs the which keep the eye on what are the pandemics or the different diseases which are spreading across the world. So this is an organization which is where the teams of scientists and experts will be reviewing, or they will be keep watching on all these pandemics and other disease related problems. So WHO first learned of this new virus on 31st December 2019 following a report of clusters of cases of viral pneumonia in Wuhan city in Republic of China, People's Republic of China. We have all known that in 2019, in the month of December, there was an outbreak of this pandemic in Wuhan city, China. Later on, this virus has spread all across the world, and this virus is constantly mutating itself. Okay, so you guys, like when you are studying in your schooling, now you are coming to the college. Now you are starting a new journey of your life, where you will be chasing your dreams. You will be making, someone will become engineer, some will be becoming a pharmacist, some will be becoming a mechanical engineer, computer engineer, or civil engineer, whatever. So you all are into the age of chasing your dreams. So it is very important for you all to understand that you should have a knowledge about this COVID-19, because this problem has not stopped till now. We are expecting to get a wave 3 also. So it's being your professor, it's my responsibility to teach the students about this COVID-19. Okay. So in the video you have seen how an infected person, when he sneezes or he cough, so because of that sneezing and the droplets which contain the virus inside it will start traveling. And any person who is standing next to the proximity of that person, infected person, he might get infected. The virus will enter from this T zone. This is, if you see me, this is the T zone. So eyes, nose, and the mouth. From that, these region only the virus will enter inside your body, or any healthy person, you can say. Okay, after getting internalized, after the virus get internalized, it will go inside the cell and it will start making the multiple copies of itself. Okay, that's the incubation period. That's why, if you remember, if you've seen any person who if he or she has come in contact with a COVID positive person, he is asked to keep them isolate for 14 days. That's a 14 days quarantine period is there. That's the word quarantine. We have heard, you guys have learned this new word, quarantine. Quarantine means to keep separate, to stay away. That's the meaning of quarantine. So that 14 period of time, that's the incubation time of the virus. The virus is multiplying itself inside the host. The person who got infected, and a new person who is get infected, it is called as a host. The virus is getting multiplied. So in after 14 days, or in the within span of 14 days, the symptoms will start coming up. Okay, that's the period of quarantine. And later on, this coronavirus, or you can say the SARS-CoV-2, the virus name is what? SARS-CoV-2, will start developing the symptoms. Okay. So the COVID-19, the virus associated with the outbreak originating in the Wuhan, China, has been designated as SARS-CoV-2. The full form of this particular virus is severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. Okay, what's the name of this virus? Is your SARS-2. So if you see the name of this virus, it is a severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus. So it means this virus will affect the respiratory system. We all know this virus is affecting the respiratory system of the infected person. The disease which is caused by this virus is officially known as COVID-19. So COVID-19 is nothing but the disease which is caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus. I hope you have understood what is this COVID-19 and what is this coronavirus. The coronavirus is a common name, but the scientific name of coronavirus is your SARS-CoV-2. That is your severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus. So that's a name. That's a class of virus which has been identified by the scientists, and they have designated the scientific name to that particular virus because this virus affects the lungs of the individual. Okay, and because of that infection, the disease which is coming up from this virus is known as COVID-19. If you see the diagram, if you see the structure of this virus, it shows the crown-like structure. That's why its name is called corona. There's a crown. Corona means nothing but the crown. If you see the structure of this virus on your right hand side on the screen, so this is called as a spike glycoprotein, or you can say in the diagram, you can see how the virus is having this spikes protein on it. And the DNA and or you can say the RNA, genetic material which is responsible for the multiplication of this virus is present, or you can say it is encapsulated inside this envelope. So your genomic RNA is present inside it. Okay. Students, can you please tell me that my voice is clearly audible to you and the slides are proper in front of you? Can you please confirm? Students?
Yes, sir.
Can you please confirm?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Slides are visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Slides are visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if you see this diagram, in this diagram, these are the proteins, or you can say these are the spikes which are present on this virus. This is that I request the student to keep yourself in the mute mode. I request the students to keep yourself in the mute mode. Mr. Nitesh, can you please keep yourself in mute mode?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Nitesh?
sir. कर रहे हैं. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I was telling about this virus. This virus is having a spike-like proteins present on its surface. So this spikes only you can see it here. This is an actual image which is taken from the microscope, and you can see the structure of virus, how this virus looks like. And inside this, the RNA, you can say ribonucleic acid, which is present inside this envelope, which is encapsulated, is present here, which is responsible for making the multiple copies. So from this virus only the multiple copies of other virus will come. So now the chain reaction will start and the virus will start reproducing itself. Okay. Okay. So what does COVID-19 stand for? Why the official has given this COVID-19? If we see this word COVID-19, so COVID-19 is nothing but, if we divide this, if we break this word COVID-19, we'll have the answer of it. So the CO means, the CO stand for the corona. So COVID-19 is nothing but, the COVID-19 is, the CO will stand for the corona. That's a corona, and the VI is for the virus and D is for the disease. That's a COVID, COVID, COVID. So CO is your corona, VI is your virus, and D is your disease. Okay. So this is a disease which is caused by the coronavirus. So it is called as COVID. Now what is this 19? Okay, so formally this disease was referred to as 2019 novel coronavirus, or you can say 2019 nCoV. The COVID-19 virus is a new virus linked to the same family of viruses, that is your SARS and some other types of common cold viruses. So this disease which is coming up and which is showing the respiratory failure belong to the family of SARS viruses, that is your severe acute respiratory syndrome virus. Okay, this is the virus which is responsible for this COVID problem. Okay, that's why this name has come. And then 19 is the year which has in which this disease has been diagnosed. Okay, so 19 is the year in which this disease was diagnosed. Who issued the official name of COVID-19? Okay, we have understood what is coronavirus, what is SARS-CoV-2, and from this virus we are getting this problem called COVID-19. So this is a disease. COVID-19 is a disease. Okay, this is not the virus. This is the disease which is caused by the coronavirus, or you can say more precisely, the word is your SARS-CoV-2. Coronavirus is a common name. Okay, like if I say someone has a pet name in your household, you have some names like your pet names, your Chiku or Pittu, some kind of stuff. Your name will be there. That's a common name. But the official name will be your like Sakshi, Amit, or Priyanka, Priya kind of name. So that's your official name. So the official name of this coronavirus is your SARS-CoV-2, and the common name generally for people understanding is your coronavirus. Okay, and the disease which is caused by this virus is known as COVID-19. So who has given this term COVID-19? The organization which is responsible for this is your WHO, World Health Organization. This is the organization who has coined this term COVID-19. Okay, so this is the term which is called COVID-19 is given by the WHO. Okay, so the official name COVID-19 and SARS-CoV-2 were issued by the WHO on 11th Feb 2020. So 11th Feb 2020, WHO has given this name COVID-19, and the disease is known as the COVID-19, and the virus which causes this disease is known as severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2, that is your SARS-CoV-2. Excuse me, the virus name is your SARS-CoV-2. Now we have understood what is this COVID, what is this SARS-CoV-2. If suppose any person who has been infected by this virus, so what will be the symptoms for that particular person? Okay, so the symptoms will be there will be he might get fever will be there, the coughing will be there, the fatigue will be there, loss of taste and smell. This is the most prominent features generally which are being diagnosed in your second wave. That is your loss of smell and taste, and finally the difficulty of breathing. That is more severe kind of symptom where the patient required medical attention. So these total 5 symptoms are there. That's are the common symptoms. Okay, so if we classify these symptoms into categories, like first category will be the serious symptoms where the medical attention is required. This is one of the serious COVID-19 symptoms requiring immediate medical attention or cares are: first is your shortening of breath, that the person and the infected person is having difficulty in breathing, then he has to directly, or his himself or his family member directly has to take the medical attention now. Or loss of speech, mobility, or confusion, or the person has lost his speech, or he is always in the confusion, he is not able to think. Then in that case also the patient has to seek the medical attention. And finally the chest pain. So these 3 symptoms are considered as a life-threatening disease. In this case the person has to seek an immediate medical attention. Okay, apart from that there are some common symptoms are there, like fever, coughing, tiredness, and loss of taste and smell. Then coming to the less common symptoms, they are sore throat, headache, acne and pains, diarrhea, and the rashes on the skin, or the decoloration of the fingers or the toes, and redness of eye. So these are the less common symptoms which are associated with the COVID-19 problems. Okay, so people of all ages who experience fever, cough are associated with difficulty of breathing or shortness of breathing, chest pain, pressure, or loss of speech or movement should seek medical attention immediately. So any person who is having all these symptoms, he or she has to seek the medical attention immediately. What happened to the people who get COVID-19? Generally, okay, the person, now what is this pandemic? In this pandemic, there is a lot of rumors and people are in a lot of tension what to do. Generally, if any person who get COVID-19, because in our India, our immunities are a little bit on a better side as per the reports which have been submitted to the WHO. It has come up that Indians have a better immunities than compared to the Westerners. Okay, so it was found that among all those who have developed symptoms, almost 80%. Okay, almost 80%. That is a huge number. 80%. Like suppose 10 people has got infected from coronavirus. So out of 10, 8 will recover by itself only. If I take an example of 10 people group, suppose I have taken a study of 10 people group. So 8 is nothing but if I take a pool of people of 10 people, and all the 10 people has got infected by the coronavirus. So about 80%. So 80% means your 8 people will recover by itself only, recover from the disease without needing hospital treatment, whereas about 15% become seriously and required oxygen. And out of 10, 15%, like 1.5, or you can say 1% or 2% will require oxygen. And lastly, the 5%. 5% is nothing but in out of 10, rarely the 1% will require to get admitted into the ICU. Okay, so 15% will become seriously and required oxygen, whereas the 5% people will get critically ill and need medical, or you can say intensive care, or he required to get hospitalized. Okay. Complication leading to the death may include respiratory failures, acute respiratory distress syndromes, ARDS, sepsis, septic shocks, thromboembolism, and multi-organ failure, including injury of the heart, liver, or the kidneys. So there are some complications which are associated with this disease, where the death will be there due to all these medical problems. Okay, the person generally will have a respiratory failures, or you can say ARDS will be there. That is your acute respiratory distress syndrome, where the patient lungs is not able to breathe oxygen, or you can say the lungs are not functioning properly. You have heard about the CT scan, the CT scores. The person is having like the person's lungs are not functioning properly. So these are the causes which causes the death of that person. In rare situations, children can develop a severe inflammation syndrome a few weeks after the infection. So there are rare cases where where the children can develop severe infection or inflammation. Who is at the risk of severe illness from COVID-19? If we consider it as a community, if you see in India, there are different people age group, like from your very small child, that's your infants, the children, then the adults, then teenagers, then your old people. Okay, so which group of people are more prone of getting seriously ill from this COVID-19, or you can say from this SARS-CoV-2 virus? So people age 60 and above and over, and those with underlying medical problems like high BP, high blood pressure, heart and the lung problems, diabetes, obesity, and the cancers are higher risk of developing severe illness. So we have come up. There is a lot of awareness which is created by government of India, and if you call to somebody, also there is a renowned actor, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. He'll be giving you the awareness about this COVID-19. So a lot of awareness has been spread by the government of India, or you can say the central government and the state government regarding this COVID-19 problem. So what he says that any person who is more than 60 years, like he is become an old person, because in the old ages, the person will have many different medical complications. Like he might be taking the medication for his high BP, or he might have a diabetes, or he might have some lungs or heart problems. So those people are more prone of getting this COVID-19, and there will be a problem. There will be the complications will be more severe in these patient groups. However, anyone can get sick with COVID-19 and become seriously ill or die at any stage. So this is not like the people of these people, the people of these ages are more prone of getting the COVID-19 infection. It's not like that. Any group of people, like any age group, like from 18th century, from 18th year to till your 50 years group also, people are getting seriously. If you see the cases of in second wave, you have seen like the very small children to very young person is also getting infected, and there is a lot of complications are coming up with this virus. So how can we protect? Okay, we all know that the prevention is better than cure. It's always better. We should protect ourselves. The government has come up with the lockdown so that we can break the chain of this virus. Students, can you hear me? And the slides are visible. Can you please confirm, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you. Slides are visible.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
So we have seen about this COVID problem, the coronavirus, and what are the different complications are associated with this COVID-19. So now it's as a Indian, as a citizen, as a civilian, it's our responsibility to protect ourselves and the others from getting infected from this COVID-19, and we need to break the chain of this particular virus. How we can do that? Okay, the first thing is that the distance between the person. When you are talking to somebody, you should have a 6 feet difference. Okay, if I want to talk to somebody, I'll be standing 6 feet apart from that person. Okay, so the three factors to help you make safer choice are, first of all, thing is that proximity. Like the person should be standing away from each other. It should not be, the person should not gather like this. It should not be gathering, public gathering. If you are doing the gathering, so if you see, this is the meter, so you can see the meter here, this is the bar, so you can see you are less safer, like you are less safe, or you are more prone of getting this COVID-19 problem. It's always better to stay apart from each other. Then the location, it is always say that the people, like if you see the COVID-19 has problem has become more severe in the metro cities, because the people are staying very near to each other. So because of that, the virus is spreading very quickly. The chain reaction is very fast, whereas the people who are staying apart from each other, the spread of COVID-19 is less. So the location, so open spaces are safer than the enclosed spaces. Enclosed spaces, like the people are just confining, or they are just quarantining themselves inside the house, they are not coming out. And with, like with the people who are living in the society, that there is a problem of people getting infected. There is chance of getting the people infected easily. Then the time of exposure. It is always advised not to stay in a place for more than 1 hour. So if you whatever work you are having, if you want to go and purchase your groceries, just go to the stores and pick up your stuffs and just come back. Don't stand there, and do not start chit chatting with your neighbors or the other friends. Not advisable during the lockdown. Okay. Apart from that, what are the precautions you can keep up, or what are the things which you can implement in yourself so that you can prevent the spread of this virus? First is the washing of hands. It is always advised that the people should wash their hand regularly with soap or alcohol-based sanitizer. Because if you wash your hand for more than 20 seconds, generally we'll say 40 seconds, always advisable to wash your hand for 40 seconds. Or you can wash your hand with, or you can sanitize with your hand with your alcohol-based sanitizer. So with that, the virus which is there on your hand will get killed. The second thing is that cover your mouth and the nose with tissue when coughing or sneezing. The droplet and dispose of the used tissue immediately. Suppose anyone is about to cough or he is having the sneezing problem, he is always advised to keep a tissue paper, and he should cover up his nose and mouth. And after that, he should dispose. If suppose the person is not having any this handkerchief or tissue, he is always advised to cough in his elbow. Okay, so that the droplet should not come out and should not contaminate the surrounding environment. Then it is always advised to regularly sanitize the surface where you are staying. Like if you are staying in a home, then it is always advised to keep this surface sanitized, because this is an airborne disease. Then seek medical attention earlier if you and your child has a fever and coughing or difficulty in breathing. So it is advisable that if you have any problem in breathing or respiratory system is not functioning properly, it is always advised to seek a medical attention. Okay. The use of face mask in the public may reduce the spread of the infection in the community by minimizing the release of respiratory droplets from the infected people. So it is always advised the people should use the mask. So there is a campaign is going on. Our Prime Minister is also keep on emphasizing to cover up your nose and the mouth so that the virus should not get infected you. Okay. Then if you have been diagnosed with the COVID-19, suppose any person has diagnosed with the COVID-19, it's not we should not be ashamed of ourselves also that we have get infected. No, it is, because it's a pandemic, it's airborne, it is everywhere. Okay, we are living in a community. If anybody is getting COVID-19 infected, we should not say something to that person. Okay, you are COVID-19. No, don't worry. You will come up. You will recover. Always try to boost that person because because the mental health, the mental this confidence is also required because our body is fighting with the virus. So it is always advisable to keep on boosting that person. Okay, suppose any person, I wish no one of you or none of your family should get infected. If any person is getting infected with COVID-19, so what he or she is about to do, what he is supposed to do. If you have been diagnosed with COVID-19, first thing is to stay in a separate room and away from others. If you have been diagnosed, your RT-PCR has come up positive, so you should stay away from the others and you should stay inside a room and you should keep open window frequently. So your treatment has started, your doctor has given you the medication, and first of thing is that you have to keep yourself away from the other family members, the healthy person, so that the virus should not spread. You should take the responsibility on your shoulders that I will break this chain. From no person, from myself, from my side, I should not transmit this virus to others. So that's the responsibility you should have on your shoulders. Okay, I'll keep myself separated and I'll break the outbreak of I'll break the chain of this COVID-19. And secondly, you have to keep open the windows, so proper ventilation should be there. Okay, so the virus, because the virus is there, you if once you cough, the virus is airborne. So if you open the windows, the virus will go out from the room. Then suppose someone in house is got sick. If someone in your family or someone in someone family got sick, so what we are supposed to do? So these are the steps which we need to take care when someone is sick in our house. Okay, the first thing is that isolate the sick person. First of all is to isolate the person from other healthy person. Okay, prepare a separate room or isolate space and keep distance from others. Keep the room well ventilated and open the windows frequently. Okay, first of all thing is that if any person in any family he or she got infected with this COVID-19, he has to separate his or herself from other family member. Then the reduced contact with the virus. So what we have to do after the person has been he has separated from the family for the span of for a span of time prescribed by the doctors, then after that we need to identify one human person because he has to take care of it, because he cannot because the COVID-19 problem, the person will require medication, he required proper fluid intake, he required proper diet and other stuff, because the fever will be there, he not might be able to do his regular tasks, so he will require some attendance. So what we have to do, identify one household member to be the contact person who is not at a high risk and has the fewest contact with other people. So we need to find one person in the house, in the family, so that he can take care of that person and should not contact with other person. Okay, so meanwhile, and he has to take a lot of precaution when he is taking care of that particular person. Wear a medical mask if in the same room as the sick room, as a sick person. If suppose he is entering the room where a sick person is there, he is always supposed to keep the mask on his face. Use the separate dishes, cups, eating utensils, and the bedding from the sick person. It is always advised to keep a separate dishes, utensils, and the bedding on which the person will be lying on the bed. Everything should be separate from the other person. And finally, we have to clean his room frequently, or the surface which is the room where he is staying. So we need to clear his chair, table, chair, and wherever he is, in which room he is lying. Okay. And finally, if suppose during this quarantine period, or where the person is being separated from the other family member, if he suppose develop any severe medical problems, then we have to attend the medical help. Okay, so monitoring the sick person symptoms regularly, pay special attention to the person who is at the high risk for severe illness, ensure the sick person's rest and stay hydrated. So it is always advised the corona person should take proper rest and he should be properly fluid. The fluid intake should be proper. Okay, if suppose the person has developed the following symptoms like your difficulty in the breathing, loss of speech or the mobility, confusion in the chest, and then we have to seek an immediate medical attention. Okay, so these are the points which need to take care when someone is sick. During this lockdown, we have seen a lockdown of 2 months, 1.5 months, like 40 days, 50 days lockdown we have seen. But for 50 days, the household, like your grocery will end up. Your vegetables, you have to come out for your buying your vegetables, fruits, your milk, and other groceries. So what are the steps we need to take care when we are coming out and shopping for the groceries? Okay, first thing, always check on the regular on the local regulations. Like what is your current situation in your area? We need to check because in the lockdown there will be a time zone, so we need to see in which time zone we have to come out. The bring sanitizer and wear your mask. Whenever you're coming out from your house, you are always supposed to keep the mask and you have to keep a sanitizer with you. You so that you can keep always sanitize yourself. Then if you are a high risk when if you are in a high risk group, wear a medical mask. Suppose you are living in a society where a lot of cases of COVID-19 is coming in, try to wear a medical mask. Wear, example, your N95. Then when you are going inside the store or in the supermarket to purchase your groceries, then what you have to do, then keep your shopping time short and make a list. You should have a proper list. What are the things you need to purchase? You should not go inside and wondering, okay, I'll take this also, I take this over, which is not required. You should keep a list in front of yourself. Okay, these are the essential things which I required, and the shopping time should be as less as should be. Okay, and keep at least 1 meter distance from the other. So these are the small things which need to be take care when you are going for a shopping for the groceries. Then how to prepare in the case someone gets sick in your household. So that we have seen that suppose someone has got infected in your family. I've already told what are the precautions we need to take. Apart from that, we need to stock up the supplies and the regular medicine and the medical mask and the cleaner disinfectant. Suppose during a lockdown any person got infected, just go out and bring all the medicines and the sanitizers and the masks which are required, because you cannot go out frequently. Okay, then prepare a separate room and isolate space and keep the distance from the others. Put in a place a support network for groceries, transport, childcare, and other essentials. Okay. I just found out I have confirmed contact with the COVID-19. Suppose there might be cases like you are healthy and now you have gone out for the groceries. When you have come to know that when you are going out and there is a person who is standing next to you and he's COVID-19 positive. So in that case, it means that you have been contacted with the COVID-19. Suppose in your house, you are living in an apartment and one person who is staying in your below flat, he become COVID-19, and yesterday only you have talked to him and today is his positive, his report has come positive. So in that case, what you are supposed to do? Place yourself in a quarantine for 14 days or the time indicated by the national or the local regulations. Okay. Contact your local health authorities and let them know that you have contacted a confirmed case of COVID-19. And finally, if you begin to feel the symptoms of COVID-19, reach out to the healthcare provider for the advice and recommendation. It is always advised when you are coming in contact with a confirmed case of COVID-19. It is nothing but that you will get a confirmed case of COVID-19. No, it depends on your immunity. If your immunity is strong enough, then you will not develop any COVID-19 symptoms. Now the problem with the COVID-19 is that the COVID-19 patients are asymptomatic. Now they are becoming a carrier. No one knows who is the carrier. Suppose I'm sitting here and I'm in contact with a COVID-19 positive person. The virus is inside me, but his symptoms are not coming up. My body is not showing any symptoms, but the virus is still there inside me because my immune system is more powerful than the virus. So virus is not able to show the symptom, but now I am the carrier. So all these things are the problems. So I just found out I have a COVID-19. So suppose you have in contact with a COVID person and your RT-PCR has come up with the positive. So what we are supposed to do? If you have a COVID-19 with the symptoms or a positive test result without any symptoms, you will ask to self-isolate at the home or in a healthcare facility. Contact your local public health authorities. They may be able to help you to notify your contact and inform them about next step. Think back to 48 hours before you started to feel unwell, or if you do not have any symptoms 48 hours before you took your COVID-19 test until you become self-saturated. Concerning where you want and where you might have spent time with. So you just think, okay, from which person I have contacted, you can inform that person, okay, you go and get your RT-PCR done. You might also be been infected. You should spread, because if you see in the news, any person who is being contacted with any COVID-19 or he has developed the COVID-19, he always says to the person from past 2 days who has been contacted with him, he will say, you also keep yourself isolated for 14 days and get your RT-PCR done. So these are the things which need to be taken care when any person who is being infected by the COVID-19. So with that, we have seen the introduction part of this COVID-19, and because this is an era where whole the human race is living with this COVID-19 pandemic, and it's being a responsibility for all the teaching staff to make you aware about this COVID-19, because now we are coming, now your schooling is over, now you're coming to a university where you will be getting your graduation. So it is mandatory for all the students to understand what is COVID-19, and you can see how this COVID problem has created a lot of problem all around the globe. So after this lecture, now you students knows what is this COVID-19, what is COVID-19 stand for, who issued this COVID-19 name, and what are the symptoms of COVID-19, what happened to the people who get COVID-19, who is at the high risk of severe illness from COVID-19, how can we protect others and ourselves if we have been diagnosed with COVID-19, what are the steps we need to be taken care, if someone is sick in the house, what are the steps, what are the precautions we need to take care to, so that we should not get infected from that particular person, and the shopping in the process. So all these points we have covered up, and I hope you guys have understood this particular lecture, and you have got a lot of information from this lecture, I hope. So any doubts, any questions you guys have? I hope you have understood this today's lectures of this COVID-19 problem. Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes,
now
sir.
we'll have a very small quiz. Okay. Total now
So
will be
what is RT-PCR?
sorry.
So what is RT-PCR, sir? RT-PCR क्या
RT,
होता है?
RT-PCR
PCR?
is
Yes, sir.
RT-PCR is a test which is done to identify whether the person is infected with the COVID, or you can say that with coronavirus. This is a test where the person nasal swab and the oral swab will be collected through with the help of a cotton swab will be there, where the person the mucus, you can especially say the mucus lining, the mucus of that particular person will be taken up, and it will be done with this RT-PCR, and where if suppose the person sample is infected with the COVID, or you can say that there is a presence of coronavirus in that particular swab, the RT-PCR will come positive or negative depend upon the presence of COVID, or you can say coronavirus. Okay.
Thank you,
I
sir.
hope I hope you understood what is RT-PCR.
Yes,
So
sir.
RT-PCR is a diagnostic test to identify whether the person is being infected by the coronavirus or not. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So with that, we'll take one small quiz on this COVID-19. I'll just show the question, and this is a multiple choice type of quiz, and I hope you guys will give the answer on that. Okay. So the first question is how is COVID-19 is passed on? So your options are to droplet that come from your mouth and the nose when you cough or breathe out, in the blood transmission process by drinking unclear water, or D, all of the above. So what you guys say is which is the correct answer for this particular question? Okay, Sahil Kumar, A. Okay, very good. So the answer for this one is A. We all know that how this COVID-19 will spread out. So that's why the people are asked to wear the mask. Okay, we are supposed to wear the mask and cover our nose and the mouth because this is considered as a T zone. This is a T zone. Yes, Shakti Kumar, good, very good. The correct answer is A. So when a person with a COVID-19 cough, breathe out or sneezes, the droplet comes out from their nose and the mouth which can contain the virus. Any person who is been infected by the COVID-19 coronavirus, the virus will be there in the mucus lining. Whenever he cough or sneezes, the virus will come out from this, will be there in the droplets, which is there present in the sneeze or you can say the in the cough. These can be breathed by the people who are nearby or land on the surface which other people can touch. So if you sneeze or cough, if any person who is standing in front of you or very nearby, the droplet might end up on their body surface, and finally he can touch his nose or mouth or eyes, and the virus get internalized, or the virus can go and sit on the surface. That's why we says always we need to disinfect the surface of the place where we are living. Okay, so regularly washing your hand and keeping the distance from others will prevent the COVID-19 spread out. Okay, so second question. So what are the common symptoms of COVID-19? So the options are the continuous coughs, fevers, tiredness, or all of the above. What you say? Okay, very good. Very good. The answer is D.
D, sir.
Very good. The D. So this is like how this. What are the common symptoms? These are the common symptoms. We are not talking about some medical emergency symptoms like the shortness of breath or chest pain or the confusion or the loss of the speech. Those are the also symptoms. But the question is, what are the common symptoms? So these are the common symptoms. Nothing but when a group of people where the symptoms are very common. Like if you suppose take a people group of 10, so in 10 out of 10, 9 people will have all these symptoms. Generally when the person is infected by the corona, he always develop the fever if it's a symptomatic corona. So COVID-19 is usually marked by a continuous cough, but some people get other symptoms like tiredness, fever, flu-like symptoms including headache, runny nose, and the sore throat. If you are finding it hard to breathe or the symptoms do not improve after 7 days, then we need to go and call and we have to seek the medical attention. Can you tell someone? Can you always tell if someone has a COVID-19? So the answer is here visible only. It's A. So we cannot tell any person who has been infected by COVID-19 because the virus can be sometimes in the body when the virus goes inside the body. It is there for 14 days before it shows its symptoms, and some people will have you can say very mild symptom from this COVID-19, or sometimes the people will not you can say show it any symptoms. So you can say it is an asymptomatic COVID-19 infection. So we cannot tell. Not every person with COVID-19 has a symptom. So it's now the situation has changed because of the virus has got mutated. Because of the mutation of this virus, the people are not showing any symptoms. Then, can washing your hand can protect you from COVID-19? What is the answer? If we wash our hand, it will prevent from COVID-19. The answer is yes, B. Good, Ashok. So many students has given the correct answer. B. It's a normal soap and the water or hand sanitizer is enough. So if we wash our hand continuously, within a span of 2-3 hours, we continuously wash our hands and we sanitize our hand with alcohol-based sanitizer. We can protect ourselves from getting infected with COVID-19. Okay, washing your hand regularly is one of the best way to avoid getting or passing on the COVID-19. It is important to keep washing your hand through the day throughout the day, especially before and after going out. If you are going outside the house, before leaving the house and then after coming inside the house, it is always advisable you should sanitize your hand. To wash your hand properly, you need to get every spot. Like there is a procedure of proper washing your hand. It is not supposed that this you just wash your hand, you are not washing the backside. It is always advisable to wash your the gap between the fingers, the nails, and up to the your wrist. You have need to wash your hand properly. And up to the how many 40 seconds. If you are using the soap, you are supposed to rub it for 40 seconds, and if you are using any hand sanitizer, then you have to wash this, and you have to wash it for 20 seconds. So answer is B. So when should fabric mask should be worn? On public transport, in a confined or crowded space, in a small shops, or all of the above. So it is always advisable, correct, very good. We need to wear the mask whenever whenever it's possible, I'll say, because it is an airborne problem and it is the virus can be anywhere. So it is always advisable to keep the mask on. Okay. So answer is D. We all knows about this one. So with this, we have ended today's lecture, and later on there is a series of lectures which will be given by me, and I'll be telling you more in details about this COVID-19. Later on, there are some topics. There are series of lectures will be coming up in your next weeks, where will be more getting knowledge about this COVID-19. So with that, I end this presentation now. It's 12:35 now. So it's my best wishes to all the students who has joined the Gyan Bihar University. I welcome heartily to all the students to the Gyan Bihar University. Okay, so thank you guys. It was very nice interaction with you. You guys shown a very good participation in the MCQ. I hope same enthusiasm you will keep throughout these video lectures. So thank you guys. Stay at home and stay safe. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir, for the class, sir.
Thank you so much.